In a forgotten corner of the city, past broken fences and hollowed-out buildings, lived a little girl named Alina, who was 7 years old, small for her age, with tangled black curls and eyes too old for her face, reflecting a life filled with early hardships and unspoken fears. Alina's world was a cramped, rotting apartment where her father was a ghost and her mother had succumbed to despair, leading Alina to wear clothes that didn't fit and toughen up against the biting cold that seeped through her hole-ridden shoes, as she quietly endured the hunger that gnawed at her stomach during math lessons without raising her hand. Alina found solace in drawing, creating quiet forests and smiling families under bright yellow suns, as her world filled with love and laughter existed only in her imagination, while the reality of bruises and neglect weighed heavily on her as she maintained her silence in fear of the dark consequences that followed when people dared to speak. Every night, Alina curled into a ball in the corner of her room, away from her mother's bitter footsteps, hugging her one-eyed stuffed rabbit tightly as she sang the quietest songs her grandmother once sang, feeling the weight of loneliness envelop her like the snow that fell softly outside, where she glimpsed a glimpse of normalcy and joy in another child's laughter, a stark contrast to her own silent suffering. Through her art, Alina created a world filled with laughter and warmth, drawing vibrant pictures that stood in stark contrast to her bleak surroundings. While outside, she watched the joyful scene of another girl twirling in her father's arms, an echo of the love and safety she so desperately craved, but could only dream of in her lonely existence. With each passing moment, as Alina peered out at the glowing windows and the playful girl, her heartache grew heavier, the tears threatening to spill over as she stood alone in her darkened room, trapped in a world where the warmth of love felt like a distant echo, lost in the turmoil of her silent existence. As Alina sat on her bed, surrounded by the remnants of her dreams captured in crumpled papers, she felt a surge of determination rise within her, clinging to her one-eyed rabbit in a moment of quiet rebellion against the tumult of her life, yearning for the comfort of love that seemed ever elusive while the world outside continued to twinkle with untouchable joy under the gentle snowfall. In the dim light of her crumbling home, Alina felt the weight of fear pressing down on her while holding her beloved rabbit, her hopes flickering like candlelight against the darkness. Yet within her tiny hand rested the power to create love through simple gestures as she traced a heart on the misty window, yearning for a connection that always seemed just beyond her reach, glimmering faintly from the life thriving just across the street.